That was a bit violent. I did not mean that level of violence in the beginning of my video. Anyway, I was presented the other day with a question that was asking, what would your soul look like if you drew it? And I was like, well, that's an interesting question. So I sort of just sat back and went, well, what would my soul look like? And if I was to draw it, where would I start? I got thinking and I did some like inner looking into my soul, and I always knew that I was a very dark soul, and not in a bad way, but just in a very like, I am a glass half empty kind of person. I always will see the bad before I see the good. I'm just a very negative kind of person, and yeah, I just naturally gravitate to the darker things in life. So if I could portray that as my soul is, what would that look like? And I came up with something, and I've pre-drawn it, and I challenge you guys out there to draw your soul. What would your soul look like if you drew it? If it was like a thing walking around in real life with you, what would your soul look like? Do this challenge with me. What was actually quite ironic about me drawing my soul was this drawing that I have. I done it on my Francheville Australian watercolor paper. And what's really ironic about this drawing that I'm going to show you in a minute is the fact that it really does represent the name that I picked out for myself when I was coming up with my internet name for my future sort of branding company and whatnot. This, boys and girls, is what my soul looks like to me. So what I did was, because I've been having a pretty good roll drawing with my color eraser pencil, I mapped it out first, everything with the red first, and then I went back over with everything with a mechanical pencil with a lead, a normal lead, and just gave some more details to the area. But yeah, this is what I feel as though my soul looks like. So I'm going to now do the line art and do the watercolor, and I will now tell you the story behind this illustration. Hold tight, buckle up, because things are about to get a little bit weird up in here, especially as you follow the process of this illustration. As soon as I start to apply the color, it really takes an interesting turn, but just stay with me here. So the story behind my drawing my soul, this was actually quite a funny challenge to do. When you sort of think of your soul, you sort of would like it to be a little bit more happy and pleasant and full of rainbows and butterflies and lollipops and all that, but unfortunately mine definitely is not full of colors and whatnot, but it's got a little bit of color in it. I'm not completely a dark spirit, but yeah, it's pretty damn close. Like, as I said before, I am quite a negative person, and it's more of the fact that I'm just very awkward and shy in real life, and it does take me a bit to open up to people. And I always find that I'm always thinking of this person is out to get me first before I find out that they are like a decent person. And that's just how I have always thought. I don't go in just being friendly with everybody. What I'm trying to say is my soul may be dark and my spirit may be dark, but there is hints of kindness in there that I do show to a very select few. So yeah, so basically this illustration is representing all the different aspects and all the different sort of sections of my soul. So this is just one section, like everything is in a section of my soul. So you've got the base soul, which is the voodoo doll looking sack man, which is like very sort of creepy and sort of like very, I don't know, soulless and trying to hide some things, and then there's some things trying to burst out. As you'll see, the seams in the stomach are like coming apart because it is kind of hard to detain some of the darkness. And I decided to choose my I wanted some more vibrant colors, and I find that my Milan 42 color set, the Swiss Army knife of watercolors, I like to call this the Swiss Army knife set. It's very vibrant, these colors, and I really like them. So I don't know, I've sort of pushed my other Milans aside because they're not as vibrant as these, and I do really like these. And yeah, if I want something a bit more pigmented but easy to work with, I will go straight to these watercolors. So the three looking vulture monsters at the back of the main character, which represents my soul, is basically, they represent the demons that are constantly behind me, and they're constantly attached to me, and they're always just basically saying, we're still here, you may not be looking at us, and you may be just pushing us to the side, but we will always be there. And that's one thing that I have grown to get used to, is that yes, your demons are never far behind, and they will always be there, but it's whether or not you choose to listen to them is the biggest thing. And by demons, I mean just my mental health and my mental state. It's not that I've done anything in my life, because like I've never done anything bad in my life to have physical demons, but these are just all the mental demons and the mental battle that I go through. So you've got, and stick with me here, I know this picture is starting to look absolutely foul, I know. Trust me, this will be the weirdest thing you'll see probably all year. This picture is just something I've never seen before, and it came out of my brain. So yeah, it's it's interesting, but just stick with me. Where was I going before I rudely interrupted myself? Yeah, so you've got the thing that represents the whole part of my soul, which is the weird looking little dude with the soulless eyes, and just, you know, there's bursting seams because things are trying to come out, but it's a lot of containing that, like, I try to do to hide a lot of the stuff so people don't see a lot of the stuff. But then you've got like these hairy long legs and arms and these really sort of creepy features that's kind of what this thing's concealing. It's trying to conceal all the demons and the monsters inside, to come across that everything is okay and everything's contained, and it's contained as best as it can be, just contained as best as it can be. So not only do I have the dark aspects of my soul, the cute little so-called looking little monster that the main character is holding is like a little unicorn, cute little little monster. Looks like a little unicorn, but just a little bit demonized. But that is my absolute love for cute things, and that's the kind side of me where I do have a kind and compassionate side, where I do have, you know, I do have a more positive. I do have it's just a little tiny bit in my soul that's got a little bit of positivity, and that's what's represented by that little animal. Where I just absolutely love animals, and if I see any animal, I just talk to them, and I get down. I'm like, oh my god, you're so cute, come here, ah! You know, like I just go mental, and just I just love all creatures. They're just so cute. And then as you go down to the thing that's stuck to the leg of the main character, that thing just represents that another aspect of my soul, where it's kind of like a cute creepy thing. It's always there as well, and it's always right in front of me, and it will never go away. But it's something that is a lot more manageable, and yeah, it's a lot more pleasant to deal with, and I can deal with it. So hopefully that makes sense. So that is basically my soul and all the different sections of my soul. There's a few sections in my soul, and it's mainly like it's 70% dark, 70% dark and negativity, but there, you know, I do have my positive sides and I do have my neutral side. I actually find that quite funny, that 70% of negativity and 30% the rest of everything else balances me out. I don't know my logic. But anyway, as you can see, this piece sort of came together in the end. Even I had touch and go moments, but it's different. Like, it's the coloring and how I've done it, everything in the piece. It's very, very interesting, and I do like this piece. I know it's going to be some people's. It's not going to be everyone's cup of tea, this picture, and I'm fully aware of that. But that's me. That's me summed up. I'm not everyone's cup of tea, and that's how I am. And I have learnt over the years to accept myself for that. So hopefully you enjoyed this illustration, and I challenge you to draw your soul. See you guys in the next one. Bye.